Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. It's a Friday. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Jeff Trenopole, bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Lots of good things happened last night for the Bearcats as far as moving up or down in the American Athletic Conference tournament, in the NCAA tournament, all kinds of good stuff. The Reds are in action today versus Oakland, and should the Bengals get rid of Dre Kirkpatrick? All the topics I'm going to be discussing today. All right. Now, last night, a lot of good stuff happened for the Bearcats. I was on Bearcat Country just scrolling around, and I didn't even realize that UConn and Houston were playing, and somebody posted it on there. I'm like, whoa, what? Where's that at? And they said UConn was winning. I'm like, sweet. So I flipped around and found it was on CBS Sports Network. So I started watching that the rest of the night. And then Bearcat Country was going nuts. We're all trying to figure out what happens if Houston loses. Well, the great thing happened. Houston lost. They lost 77-71. Then right after that on ESPN was Memphis versus Wichita State. Now this doesn't affect the Bearcats as much in the AAC tournament, but in my opinion, it affects them as far as getting teams that are close to them, close to being on the bubble, getting them off the bubble. And I think Wichita State was there. Even though Jerry Palm said something different, I'll get to him in a minute. Wichita State ended up losing to Memphis, 68-60. So, okay. Memphis won, UConn won. Vegas says Houston lost. Now what that did is obviously it knocks Houston out of first place, puts Tulsa in there by themselves. Now, what we need to happen is obviously UC needs to win Saturday night. And then Wichita State needs to turn around and beat Tulsa Saturday. Now, the Tulsa-Wichita State game is, I think, around 3 o'clock, so that game will happen before the Bearcats. So the Bearcats will know going into that game at 8 o'clock versus Temple if they got a shot at the number one seed or not. Which, if Tulsa loses, they will have a shot at it because that would make it a three-way tie for the regular season title. And the way the breakdown comes, tiebreakers and everything, UC and Houston split. But then when it comes down to UC and Tulsa, UC beat them. So UC would win as far as that goes, as far as the tiebreakers go, to being the number one seed. Which that would hopefully help us avoid, we should avoid UConn, which is probably the hottest team in the American Conference right now. But the thing is, you still have to go win 2 games to get to the conference championship game. And like I said, I would rather just win 2 instead of 3. So you get that number one, which we're almost guaranteed that we got to win Saturday night. We're going to have either I think the number 1 or number 2 seed, because number 1 seed I think is going to play at 12. And then I think 6:30 is the number 2 seed, and then 9 o'clock is like the 3 seed. So I don't want to be the 3 seed. I don't want to play at 9 o'clock. I'd much rather play at 12 o'clock or 6:30. Now, Joe Lenardi, Joey Brackets, who I know I like quoting here, he's got UC as the last 4 in. If you actually look at the way he's got it listed, we are the last team right now he has in. But that all could change. I mean, it could change day to day depending on who wins, who loses. I mean, if UC wins Saturday night, Tulsa loses Saturday, we could jump up to a 10 seed again. Because last week, before we lost to Central Florida, we were either last 4 in or a 10 seed. So, in my opinion, we could jump back up there again. If everything goes the way I want it to go, and UC wins, it's not this has nothing to do with Tulsa. If UC wins, and UC makes it at least to the championship game of the AAC, I think that they'll put them at a 10 seed. So, those are all good things. Yesterday was great for the Bearcats as far as the seeding go. Another game you guys might want to keep an eye on Saturday is Oklahoma State versus Texas. The reason I say that is because Texas is they're in the next bracket over. What is it called? They get the bye, so they don't have to play in Dayton. So if Oklahoma State beats Texas, depending on how the Bearcats do in the tournament and all the other ones, that could jump us to not have to play in Dayton and not have to play in the playing games. But like I said, that's just my opinion. I have no idea what the tournament or the committee is going to do. biggest thing is Bearcats just go win them all. I mean, if they turn around, they win the American Athletic Conference tournament, we're in. And it'll be a pretty high, well, we shouldn't be in the last four in, but I don't know because, like I said yesterday, that tournament game is on Sunday. Late. It's right before the selection show. So that's why I say I don't think if it's UC and Houston, who I'm predicting in the championship game, if it's those two, I don't think it's going to make a difference as far as our seed or Houston seed who wins the thing. Because I don't think the committee has paid attention to that game. Because it's so late. I just don't think they're already made their decision. So that's why I keep saying just make it to the championship game. Of course I want to win. Of course I want to win. But the goal is to at least make it there. So a lot of good stuff last night. It was really interesting on Bearcat Country and trying to discuss with everybody, like, well, do we want UConn to win or do we want Houston to win? And then everybody started going, well, no, we want Houston to lose and then we get the number one seed. Anyway, it was fun last night talking. You should check it out. Reds news. Yesterday, unfortunately, the Reds lost 6-4 to the Brewers. Good news is, though, Luis Castillo pitched 3 innings and had 5 strikeouts. Nick Senzel made his spring debut as a DH. He went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. But I mean, it's spring training. It's his first at bats at quote unquote live pitching. So give the guy a break. He should be. I think he's gonna be ready for opening day. These are all good signs that he's playing. No, he hasn't played the field yet, but we're still got almost a month until the season starts. So I think he's gonna be all right. The Reds are back at it today. 3:07 versus Oakland. There's no TV, just radio. Oh, and Freddie Galvis, that came out, and he is out for 5 to 7 days with a quad injury. Those things, it should heal up pretty quick. Shouldn't be a problem. But we also said that last year about Scooter Gennett, and he was gone for half the season because he couldn't just get healed up. But I'm not saying this is anywhere close to Scooter Gennett. I'm just saying 5 to 7 days, Galvis should be back. I say just keep him out for the 7 days and let him heal up and get ready to go. All right. Now the Bengals, obviously they're in the offseason, and the free agency period is getting ready to start. And I posted an article on Bengals Nation that I found about the Bengals. They may be considering cutting Dre Kirkpatrick. And I did some thinking and some looking up and stuff. If they cut him, which I'm honestly okay with it, he's never lived up to the billing he got as a first-round pick. He's not what I would call a shutdown corner. He gets burned a lot. He's not a bad corner, but he's been getting overpaid, I think, because of that first-round draft pick he got that so far he hasn't totally lived up to. So I'm fine with them cutting him. But these are the players, if the Bengals cut or trade, how much money they could save and clear out for their cap. All right, so they say they cut Dre Kirkpatrick, and they trade Andy Dalton, and they either trade or cut Corey Glenn. If they get those 3 off the books, that clears out $32 million in cap space for the Bengals. So that could give them plenty of money to go hopefully sign some free agents. Because what I hope, this would be my wish list that I wish the Bengals would do. I hope they do this. They go out, sign themselves a number 1 corner, sign themselves a really good linebacker, and sign a really good offensive lineman. You take care of those 3 positions in the free agency before you get to the draft, then you could draft one of these really good wide receivers in the 2nd round. Do I think the Bengals are going to do that? Honestly, no, because I've never seen them do that before. But the way Duke Tobin has been talking and saying that they're interested in free agency and all this stuff, that they could. But the thing is, too, is a lot of times the Bengals have brought guys in here and they've just used the Bengals for leverage to get money from somebody else. So it's not always the Bengals' fault, but those would be my wish list, is to clear out this $32 million cap space, sign like I said, a top cornerback, a linebacker, and an offensive lineman. And then you still have to hit on every draft pick in the draft. But you don't have to draft as much for need. We still draft for need. What's the word for? The emphasis that you can't pass this position up. Like you couldn't pass a linebacker up. But there's this really good wide receiver that would be great with Joe Burrow. Jeez, I forgot his name. Joe freaking Burrow. So if they took care of those three in free agency, it would give them more room to wiggle and more room to draft the best player in the draft at their draft position instead of having to draft for need. That's what I was trying to say. They could draft for the best player instead of drafting for need if you start out getting a cornerback, getting a linebacker, and getting an offensive lineman. Like I said, do I think the Bengals will do that? I have no idea. I hope so. All right. And as you know, or you may not know if you're new to the show, on Friday, I do this thing called Zeke of the Week. And sometimes it's kind of hard to find it. And I asked my viewers out there to tweet me out their thoughts. Nobody has yet. But if you guys ever feel free to message me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just put Zeke of the Week and whoever you think it is and why. All right. My Zeke of the Week, and I posted this on Bearcat Country last night, and I didn't call him a Zeke, but Jerry Palms. He's the bracketologist for CBS. And everybody else has Wichita State barely making it. And as you see, usually in the first four in. He had the exact opposite. And I'm like, how? I'm like, they're not even, I understand the quad one wins and all. I get that. But if you're not even, to me, if you're not even in a position to win your own conference, which Wichita State is not, then you shouldn't be ahead of the teams that beat you, meaning UC, twice. So, Jerry Palms, I know you get paid a lot of money, but dude, you are my Zeke of the Week. Because as far as I've seen, you're the only one that put them ahead of the Bearcats. I don't know why. All right, I got some Facebook groups here that I like to always talk about on my show. It's Bearcat Country, Bengals Nation, and Reds Country. Like I said, last night was fun. We were all talking about the Houston-UConn game and what that meant for the Bearcats. And Reds Nation or Reds Country is coming up. Hopefully we get more subscribers. It's the newest of the Facebook groups that we have. So check it out. Find it in the Facebook groups and ask to join. And as always, Sports with Strawberry Ice is brought to you by T Properties. Quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, we made it. It's Friday. That's just sports, baby. Like, subscribe, share. I'm still at 145 subscribers on YouTube. I understand a lot of people who follow me are on Facebook and you watch the Facebook or the YouTube channel through Facebook. Do me a favor. Take the time, go on to Facebook, get yourself an account. It's not that hard. And subscribe to my channel. Podcasters. Love you guys too. Do this down there. If you're on Apple Podcast, give me a 5-star review. Hit that submit or subscribe button. Tell all your friends about me. I'm trying to get as many people to listen to me as I can. Other than that, that's your sports, baby. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you Monday. Come on, Bearcats, baby. We got a chance to win this thing. Woo! It's going to be so cool.